If you have never openly condemned terrorist association or terrorist action in the Northeast, could we have said you are Boko Haram?
Sorry?
Are you ready to die for Nigeria?
Yes.
He used them as his political thugs. He even made one of them.
The way thugs virtually took over everywhere. Because most of those who eventually became Boko Haram.
We all know what started Boko Haram. It was started in Borno by the then.
You know, Sean, Peter Obi is the most unqualified person to make such a statement.
Security. You cannot do all of this you're saying without security. Our kids are in the bush. If you were commander-in-chief, what will you do?
Hello guys, welcome back to Chaka Film. There's this video I want to play for you guys. That's the video of Ali Sherif regarding the recent interview he did on Channel TV. And in this interview, Ali Sherif said a lot of things. And he said that Peter Obi will divide Nigeria if he gets into power. And why will Peter Obi do something like that? Is because that Peter Obi has not condemned the work of IPOB operation in the southeast part of the country. And you'll be surprised, this is coming from a man who is being alleged to be the founder and the pioneer and the sponsor of Boko Haram in Nigeria. And you also wonder, why are they doing this? They are afraid because they're saying that Peter Obi has made an inroad into the northern part of the country, and this is a threat to their own election survival. So without not wasting you guys much time, I want us to watch that interview. Then we'll come back to talk about Ali Sherif, the allegations surrounding him, and why these people are also afraid. So let's watch that interview, then we'll come back and continue that story. But before we do that, guys, please, if you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that whenever I drop any latest update, you'll be notified. Thank you very much.
You heard what Mr. Peter Obi said. He's asking President Tinubu to resign or step aside. Do you think that's just reasonable to do, considering that President Tinubu at the time was also asking Goodluck Jonathan to step aside?
You know, Sean, Peter Obi is the most unqualified person to make such a statement.
Really?
Yes.
As an opposition figure?
Not only that, I want to take you back. This country, Nigeria, today fought a civil war. Our leaders in this country sacrificed their life to fight a civil war to keep the country one. Both leaders from the north and the south. The cause of this war was demand by then Ojukwu to succeed the country. Peter Obi, up to this moment, he is pursuing division of Nigeria.
How?
How? Because,
is that right? I mean,
because
what evidence do you have to say that?
He believes in Biafra. He never condemned Biafra. He never condemned IPOD.
Is Biafra a bad thing?
Biafra is secession. Our country leaders fought to keep the country together. He wants to divide Nigeria.
How will someone who wants to be president of Nigeria thinking of dividing Nigeria?
What
is that your assertion? Correct?
He should deny. He should come out to this station and say he doesn't believe in division of the country. He should deny. I am confronting, telling him this is what he stood for. And Nigeria in 2026, today, we have gone past that long time ago. Because our leaders, today, Nigerian leaders, a lot of them are having bullet wounds in their body. People like Obasanjo, General Yakubu Gawan, T.Y. Danjuma, late General Shua, late General Abacha, all of them have a bullet wound in their body in order for Nigeria to be together. Anybody aspiring to lead Nigeria must be someone who stands for Nigeria. not for any section.
So because Peter Obi is an opposition to Bola Tinubu,
Not about
you don't think that...
No. There are a lot of people that are in opposition to Bola Tinubu. A lot of people are wanted to be president. I never accused them of such. But he never condemned. Up to today, in eastern Nigeria, those that wanted to divide the country are calling for sit-up.
It is so surprising. I don't know what they take Nigeria for. Somebody, the sponsor, somebody who they say employed Boko Haram as his own commissioner during his time as the governor of Borno State. Boko Haram started during his tenure. And if you ask me, what is the function of Boko Haram? What are their aims? Boko Haram is there to divide Nigeria, to conquer Nigeria and make Nigeria a caliphate. What is worse than that? But now, he accused Peter Obi of not loving Nigeria. There's this interview I want to play of Peter Obi where he answered this question. And it was done, I guess most of us might have seen it before. And it was done when he had an interview with Osani Rufai in this interview. Let's watch that interview, then we'll come back.
I want to quickly ask you this. Security. You cannot do all of this you're saying without security. Our kids are in the bush. If you were commander-in-chief, what will you do with our kids being in the bush and our teachers beheaded? General Rabi, in fact, about 3-4 generals were killed. If you were commander-in-chief, what would you do?
When I came into Anambra, even the famous kidnapper Evans said I sent them out of Anambra State. He said in his own interview, go and check his interview. He said, Peter Obi sent us out of Anambra State. Everybody left. It's one government. It's either I'm in charge or they're in charge. One person must be in charge.
One person must be in charge.
That's what I told him in Anambra State.
Are you saying that the current government is not in charge?
I said one person must be in charge. We declare war. If you're ready to lead, you must be ready to die. If you're not ready to die, go home.
Are you ready to die for Nigeria?
Yes. Tomorrow, if I'm outside this country and there's war, I'll come back. I'm a Nigerian. I've never had any reason to have any country's passport. I lived abroad for years. People collected different passports. I've never taken it. God created me a Nigerian. And I'm ready to die here. It's one country. We cannot have a state, non-state actors take over the state. It's not possible. We used to have military that kept peace all over the world. Our military were able to help to keep peace from Europe to Sudan to Liberia to Kuwait to everything. What will change? What changed, Rufai?
A lot changed.
No.
That is Peter Obi that want to divide Nigeria. Peter Obi said, when he was asked, do you love Nigeria? He said, if I were to be in another country outside Nigeria and there is war in Nigeria, I will leave whatever I'm doing and come back to Nigeria and fight that war because he has no other country. To the extent that he said he does not have any other international passport apart from Nigeria passport. And that is the man that is accused that will divide Nigeria if he gets into power. But we all know why they are doing this. They are afraid. There is panic in the APC camp. So now let's come to Ali Sherif, the man at the center of everything concerning Boko Haram. There's this video I want us to watch where this lady Ayatu will allege or say in a public conference. This is not a meeting with two people. In a public conference, and called out Ali Sherif as the founder of Boko Haram. Let's watch that interview. Then we'll come back.
We have to look at the root cause in order to find a solution. The root cause of that problem, as we know it today, is Ali Sherif. He used them for his own political machinery. He armed them as his political thugs. He even made one of them a commissioner. But they became too powerful. And they had no option but to try an elimination, which was not possible, and which we are all paying for. The military came in, and they cashed in. And they have turned the Northeast into a cash cow. Military jumbo budgets, unaccounted for. I remember Jonathan was spending 2 billion naira every day on security. But there was no security. Hundreds and thousands of our people were slaughtered. And we also know that the army, more than anything else in Borno and Yobe, have contributed and enforced this so-called terrorism. Terrorism has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is not only national.
This is somebody that is calling Peter Obi out. And this is the surrogate that the Tinubu government were able to get to come and campaign for them. Now let's listen to Ali Sheriff. If you watch the second part of that interview, Shehu asked him, if you say because Peter Obi did not condemn the work of IPOB, does that mean that we should also tell you that you are the sponsor and the founder of Boko Haram? Since to this very moment, you haven't condemned the work of Boko Haram. You haven't condemned the atrocities of Boko Haram in Nigeria. And this is how he answered that question.
If you have never openly condemned terrorist association or terrorist action in the Northeast, could we have said you are Boko Haram?
Sorry?
If you had never condemned the activities of IS or Boko Haram, could we have said that you are Boko Haram because you did not say
condemning is different. Condemning is different from supporting it. He is wanted to be president just because he wants to divide Nigeria.
But that's a very big accusation.
Let him come
because
out.
you don't have evidence to support that Peter Obi is supporting decision or the breaking.
The point is that, Sean, he is a candidate. Last time you invited me here, I told you that people like Peter Obi will never in one political party because he's pursuing an agenda. If he cannot be a presidential candidate, he will move out. I told you here. He said, how about you? Ask me how am I sure? Today, he has gone to like 2 political party to become a candidate.
Is that a crime?
It is a crime. If you really wanted to succeed in Nigeria today, you don't pursue an agenda of one section of a country. If I, Ali Sharif, will come out here and say that no, I only believe in Borno State, not in Nigeria, then I'm not fit to be a Nigerian. Because this country, our leaders have fought.
You see, even as Cheung gave him the opportunity to condemn Boko Haram, he could still not do it. His excuse is that, oh, Peter Obi did not condemn Biafra war, the civil war. How is Peter Obi condemn the civil war when Peter Obi was just 5 years when the civil war begins? By the time the civil war ends, Peter Obi was just 8 years. And something that has happened over 50 years ago, you want Peter Obi to come and start condemning Biafra war that happened 50-something years ago. And because of that, Peter Obi will divide Nigeria. God will punish these people, eh? God will punish them and God will judge them. May they never have peace in their life. 50-something years difference in one Peter Obi to condemn. But you that started Boko Haram, that if not, okay, let's say you didn't start it, but it was your tenure, it was your state, it was when you were the governor of Borno State. That is when Boko Haram started, and it started under your watch. And you haven't condemned that Boko Haram. And you could still not condemn Boko Haram in this opportunity that was given to you. But no, we should blame Peter Obi because he did not condemn the Biafra war. It's not Peter Obi's responsibility to condemn Biafra war that has happened over 50-something years ago. These people, they take us for granted, eh? They take us for mumu. If not, they won't be doing that. So what he's doing is for the northern part of the country. That's why they are doing this, because they know that the southern part of the country will not take this nonsense away, anything like this from them. So they are afraid that Peter Obi has gained a lot of momentum in the northern part of the country. They will throw everything onto the wall to see the one that will stick. So there's this other video that I want us to watch, the way I leave you guys. This video talk about how Ali Sherif created this Boko Haram. It created them as thug for controlling the people of Borno State, for controlling opposition, which this thug now metamorphosed into a bigger threat to the full country. So I will leave you guys with that video. But before I go, guys, please, if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that whenever I drop any latest update, you will be notified. And please, I will be waiting for you guys on the comment section below. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. And enjoy yourself with the remaining part of this video.
I don't believe in anybody who thinks his money can buy anybody and anything.
Was that Sherif?
That was his pastor.
And he had the money.
He had the money.
Money is power.
This was somebody who told us that he had 76 jeeps before he became governor. Kashim Imam will get the PDP ticket, he will not win the election. I said, Modu Sheriff will eventually triumph at the end of the day, and he will run all of you out of town.
And he ran them out of town.
At some point, most of them couldn't go home. They were operating from Abuja.
So while he was running them out of time, was he sowing the seed for the emergence of Boko Haram?
Well, if you look at the way he ran that government, and because of the way thugs virtually took over everywhere, because most of those who eventually became Boko Haram, from what some of the party chieftains also said, had some kind of relationship. Because I remember late Jerry Husseini once granted an interview on the national TV accusing, Ali Modu Sheriff of breeding, because then in Borno, if you make any statement against Ali Modu Sheriff, rest assured that political talks will visit you before nightfall.
He was that tough?
And God help you if they meet you at home. There was a time we were to go and interview, was it Buka Buluri? We were in the house when the talks came in. They beat everybody inside. In fact, they had one of our colleagues, head him up and his legs, and one of them now said, why not Jerry doing that? These people are journalists, they are just doing their own job. Let's leave them alone. And that was how they spared us. But they beat the wives of the man and beat everybody up. That was what was obtainable under Ali Modu Sheriff.